I could talk to you about identities, feelings, techniques, getting stuff, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? There's lots of people that do it, and we can talk about this all day long, and it's weird, it's funny, it's creepy, it's cool, it's exciting, it's everything. But the most important thing out of everything, at the foundation of everything, of all content, all desires, everything you want, is the one thing that I noticed that is probably the most important, or the whole reason behind anything you want, any manifestation or anything, is to know who you are, that you are everything. And it's not just a fancy little word to affirm, oh, how do I use the I am to get my stuff? It's like, huh? No, you are source, you are God. And why this is the most important and only thing that matters is the realization that nothing is separate from you. The topic of separation is probably the most potent thing to discuss and to think about and to realize and to remember. Because no matter how many techniques, no matter how much we try, no matter how hard we try to understand and get things, it's the idea that things are out there and things are separate from you. That idea is what causes pain and causes frustration and causes you to go around like a horse track chasing a carrot that you can see and feel and almost even kind of graze, but never actually having it. Because so long as you see everything as separate from you, that's how you'll remain. A quote from Neville Goddard, he said, you are, I think it's Neville Goddard, I might be wrong, but it's you are the content of your consciousness. In other words, you are feeling, seeing, experiencing, touching, interacting, viewing, observing the content of your own consciousness, not of someone else's. There's no objective reality out there that you are experiencing, and it's just like an objective reality out there, and everyone has their own perspective on it. Everyone is looking at it different. Like there's been analogies of like if there's a chair in the room, one person sees it blue, another person sees it red, another person sees it gray, whatever, yada yada yada. But no matter what, there's a chair. There's no chair. Like you are literally looking at the content of your own consciousness. There's no objective chair that everyone just sees it different with different opinions. Everyone each person experiences their own chair, but there's no out there. There's no chair just sitting there. And then when you go to bed at night, the chair's still there. No, the chair only exists because it's a projection of your consciousness. So every time you look, or you even if you close your eyes and hear noises, around you, every time you feel something on your body, right? It's all a projection of your conscious. So it's the content of your consciousness, what you're always experiencing, viewing, feeling, interacting with, the people, all of it. It's a projection of your consciousness. It's whatever you're entertaining in your consciousness, in your mind, that is what you're viewing. Life, the 3D, is just the big screen, right, on which your consciousness is projecting onto. And that's why nothing is separate from you. Whatever you want isn't out there. It's not coming from out there. It's coming from you, from your consciousness. So when you imagine things, when you affirm things, when you decide things, they're only coming from you. You're not having to convince someone or change someone. You're not having to, whatever, like force something or control anyone, because it's all coming from your consciousness. And you can tell yourself this: I'm only viewing the content of my consciousness. And for those of you who are like, well, what if you like see something that is ugly in the world, or that you don't like? It's like, it's still the content of your consciousness, right? Because you were taught things. You were taught that things are separate. That's the first thing. That things are separate, and that there's bad and there's evil and all these things. So yeah, you're going to see things that you don't like, that you prefer not to see, but that doesn't mean you created it. It means you entertained it, and now you're like looking at it because you were just taught. You entertained it, meaning you were taught that that's real and it's separated and it's out there, and that's just how it is. But understand, you're not here to micromanage every single little thing in your world. You're here to choose what you give your attention to. So if you're giving your attention to evil in the world, or things that you label as evil or bad, then that's going to be your experience. I can't tell you how many times that people have told me, haven't you heard of this, or haven't heard it? I'm like, no, I haven't, because I don't entertain shit I don't want to have in my consciousness. I will literally delete it. If someone makes a comment about, I delete it. If someone emails me, delete. Why? Because I don't entertain things that I don't want in my reality, in my world. This is my reality, and I'm the one who gets to decide what's in my reality. And whatever you decide for you, you're going to see the contents of your consciousness. It's not an objective world out there. It's your world, your consciousness, your big panoramic screen, right? I remember when I was little in Disneyland, I don't know if they have this anymore, but they used to have where you walk into a room at Disneyland, and it was so beautiful. It was a film that was about the country, the United States, and it took you to every part of the country, and you stood in the center of the room, and the screen was all the way around. So you just stand there, and no matter which way you looked, you're like you were immersed in the movie, like you were immersed in Montana, immersed in California, immersed in New York, immersed in all these places, and you literally felt like you were there because of the way that they shot it. That's what's happening. That's the content of your consciousness, and it feels solid and real because it's supposed to. Like I told my client yesterday, can you imagine if the movie didn't feel real and the actors sucked? No one wants to watch that movie. It's like, that's called a B-rated movie. Well, we don't do B-rated movies, right? We're God. So it doesn't matter. So that's why you don't want, it's not that you ignore your 3D reality. You look at it and you're just like, well, that must be what I'm aware of being, right? So then you go within. You're just like, every time you want to look out, you say, no, what's the point? I'm just seeing the contents of my consciousness. I'm going to go back within and decide who I am again, and again, and again, no matter what I see, knowing that what I see is when I was doing this on autopilot, and I don't do no autopilot no more. I am a conscious creator, and now I'm deciding what I am seeing in my reality. And you see it, and you will see it on your projection. Do you see? If you get caught up in like, how long is it going to take? Now you just fell for the whole illusion again. You fell for that separation again. There's no separation.